What's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is. It's your favorite soulful child. Yeah, Shark coming back at you once again. And I'm your favorite Forex psychologist, mentor, guidance, and friend. Diving with you back to back in the trench work. All right. So, all my money makers out there, we're going to dive in a little deeper today. And I'm going to share some money making tips for you. All right. The more you do it, the better you get. All right. Practice makes perfect, as they say, but actually, the more you practice, the better you are. All right. So, again, thank you guys for diving in with me. Thank you for actually clicking on this video. So if you're watching this video, before we get into it, make sure you share, make sure you comment, and make sure you follow whichever platform you are watching this from. All right, especially if you're in my mastermind group on Facebook, all right, or if you're watching this on YouTube, all right, make sure you guys comment, let me know what you think, and let me know how this benefit you and your trading plan. All right, so let's dive in, money makers, and let's talk about what we can to talk about today. It's going to be quick. It's going to be brief. All right, so we're going to dive into it. So today, money makers, we're going to talk about the three main functions of a moving average. Yeah, so these three main functions will help you in your trading plan. And at the end, or toward the end of this, all right, short and brief, I'm going to show you a visual on the chart. All right, so the first way that this help you determine where your moving averages is, what are you doing? It helps you determine the direction of the trend. All right, this is the first benefit of these functions. All right, it helps you determine the direction of the trend, whether it's an uptrend, downtrend, sideways trend. Is it ranging? What is this trend doing? All right, this is beneficial. The second point that it does, our main function that these moving averages does, is that it acts as a dynamic supporter resistance. All right, very, very important. All right, it acts as a dynamic and supporter resistance. And if you're into the trench work with me, you always tuning in, you would know what a dynamic supporter resistance is. All right, so definitely dive into Trench State Academy. But look, bosses, as we dive a little deeper, the dynamic support and resistance, all right, is main in key factor levels. All right, you can see when and where price is bouncing off. And I'm going to take you to a visual in a second. All right, the third way that this help you, all right, these functions of the moving average help you in your trading plan is that it helps you determine the strength of the trend. All right, it helps you determine the strength of the trend. And I'm going to, again, take you to those visuals in a second. So let's dive in a little deeper. And I want you guys to always keep this in mind. All right, keep this in mind no matter what. Every time we come here, we'll keep it short and brief. And I'm gonna give you a few things that are gonna help you dive deeper into yourself. All right, so always dive deeper into you. All right, always dive deeper to you. I never want you to forget that you are important, whether it's investing your time, investing your money, all right, investing resources, whatever it is, you want to dive deeper into you. All right, do not forget to always have confidence. That's the main thing why we come to the trench work. That's the main thing why we tune into positive affirmations, just because we want to better ourselves. All right, we don't want to forget ourselves, we want to love ourselves, we want to have confidence. All right, that's the main thing you want to have, as well as stay committed in plugging in. All right, stay committed to plugging in. You have to plug in the sauce, put 2 hours in a day. All right, or if you're a mother, you only can put 3 hours in a day. Do that. If you only could put an hour in, all right, a day, do that. If you could put 8 hours in a day, do that. All right, your time progress or your duration of time that it will take you to master these skills will be different, but you will get the outcomes that you're looking for, if not better. All right, and I do not want you guys to do this alone. Okay, so do not do this alone. Get you a mentor. Dive into the trench work with me. All right, we can go toe to toe, all right, in a one-on-one mentorship to make sure that you understand the areas that you're lacking in. All right, you want to have every areas in the trading that fits you mastered. So we get to point out those weak areas. We get to figure out what you need to do to help your trading plan go to the next level. All right, so do not do this alone. Do not trade alone. All right, get you a mentor. It don't have to be me, but hey, I would love for you guys to dive into the trench work with me, but get you a mentor. All right, and if you need some positivity just to continue to uplift you while you're on the journey for yourself, guys, dive into the P.E.G podcast, Positive Energy Generation. All right, hosted by yours truly. And this is for you guys and everyone around the world that's not only looking for positivity, but doing positive things in the community and pushing forward. So shout out to iHeartRadio for being that platform to help me be able to push you guys forward. And all right, not only just iHeartRadio, but shout out to Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube as more other platforms that's helping P.E.G podcast become a global podcast. Right? You understand? All right. So, all right, let's actually dive into the chart. All right. So let's dive into the chart, guys. The main reason why I want to do so. All right, look. So the main reason why I want to do so, guys, is I want to focus on a few things. All right, I want to focus on something. All right, and the reason of this is that I want you guys to see. All right, I want you guys to get a chance to see what I'm talking about on the chart. All right, dynamic support or resistance. All right, so let's look into the chart real quick. All right. Okay, so now we're looking at the chart, and this is an Apple stock, you guys. All right, this is an Apple stock, not a currency. All right, but an actual stock. And you see that I have this indicator on here. It's called the Williams Alligator Indicator. All right, and on that indicator, you guys, it shows me various of things, but like we said, it's a moving average. So what we're going to talk about is those three main functions. All right, it helps you determine the trend, which will be the first function. All right, you guys, excuse me. I am on the day time frame. All right. Excuse me. I am on the day time frame. If I go back to the month, this is what this century look like. Let's see. On the month time frame. All right, we're going to use multiple time frames to actually see the first one, but it helps you determine, all right, which trend are you in? As you can see, we're going into upward momentum on this chart. All right, upward momentum, guys, on this chart. Sorry, you guys see my face. Upward momentum on this chart. So this help you understand if it's going in a downtrend or an uptrend. And as you can see, these indicators are going in the upward momentum. The green indicator is pushing the red indicator, which is in the middle, and the red indicator is pushing the blue indicator. All right, and it's all going up in an angle. All right, up. So this would tell you the first function. It allows you to understand which direction you're going in. All right. All right. So the second dynamic that it helps you do, guys, is that the second dynamics help you point out the dynamic support of resistance. All right. So as we get rid of some of these markings that we just made, we're going to see how this acts on a dynamic support of resistance. All right. Before we actually dive into that, I'm going to draw this arrow back on, but even though you see when we start on the month time frame, we're going to drop down to the week, utilizing that time frame, and you still can see where this trend was in a bullish trend. All right, the bulls won this market majority is going up. All right, or you can see that there are some pullbacks in the market. We could talk about that a little later, but want to stay on topic. All right, make sure you guys dive into the trench work, and if you like this video, look, make sure you drop a comment down, share some love, you guys. But make sure you guys tap in if you want to know more about the foreign exchange market or financial literacy, period. All right, so as you can see that right here, the market is pulling back in the opposite direction. All right, that would be considered a counter trend. All right, so we see that, and even though we see that, right, if I go a little closer to the chart, I see that the indicators follow it. All right, the green is now on the bottom. All right, the green is now on the bottom with the red still in the middle and the blue on top, pushing the indicators down. All right, candlesticks are following it along with red candlesticks, giving you a more of a confirmation that this went in a selling trend for a temporary, and then the market turn around, reverse back up. All right, so it's a temporary pulling back. All right, and all right, moving on to the dynamics of the support or resistance. This helps with, again, knowing if the market is in the bullish market, if it's in the bearish market, because if we're in a bullish market, all right, we want to look at the support. All right, we want to look at the support. Are we going from the low to the high? All right, swing low to swing high. And as we can see on this week time frame, let me move this out the way. But as you can see on this week time frame, all right, that The market is going up. Let me see if I can, okay. The market is going up, down, up, down. All right. Right. And in this movement that you see, the market started at a low point, right? And this low point was not lower than that low point. All right. We can see that. So with that being said, the market is going up. And as we continue to look at this, all right, so dropping some sauce on you guys. The market did not get as high here, but this was the high point that the market needed to break to continue to buy. And this was the low point, all right, that the market was at. This was the low point. All right, with the market being that low this high, the market came back down to that almost that same point, but it did not go past, all right, that point. It did not break it, okay? So it did not break this support. Price came back up to retest, all right, this area. And as you can see, when price came back and retest from here to there, price came to here. No, I was going to do a circle. Okay, price came to here, and it still did not take out this previous low, right? So we're still in market structure, all right? We're still in market structure, okay? So what you see is that price is looking at a new high, new low, all right? Price breakout, boom, create a new high, and creating a low. But as you can see, when price created this low, price pulled back into the previous level where price broke out of a major resistant zone, all right? Creating it to a support. And as you can see, it happened right here, okay? So we're just looking on the week time frame, just simply looking at that, all right? So that will be acting as a dynamic support or resistance, all right? So with this dynamic support or resistance, after all this, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to point out some areas for you guys. With the dynamic support or resistance, how you know that price is also going in a support or resistance. If price is bouncing off the lower levels, which is support levels, all right, breaking what was once resistance to support, which is is creating new highs and new lows, right? Then we will also see a bounce off those major support and resistant levels, all right? So with that, you see price came right in here and then bounced off the indicators. All right, price came about in here and bounced off the indicators. Price also came to this level about here, here, and here, bouncing off the green indicator. All right, stand on top of it, and when price pulled back again, it pulled down to the blue indicator of the alligator's mouth. All right, so as you guys can see, these levels are being used as dynamic support, and it's bouncing off of those levels. So this is another way you know that price is in a uptrend. All right, so another main function that the moving averages can do is help you determine the dynamic support or resistance, and the first one is help you determine the trend. All right, so the last one, guys, told you short and sweet. The last one, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. We're gonna delete this. It will be after price helps you find an uptrend. All right, price helps you determine if it's a dynamic support or resistance. The last main function that these moving averages does is that it helps you determine if the trend is strong. All right, it helps you determine the trend is strong. Remember, we talk about those counter trends, right? Those counter trends are short temporary pullbacks. All right, short temporary movements in the market before the market decides to go back in the continuation of the previous trend. All right, so with that being said, that would be of higher risk, all right, shorter or weaker trend, but the major trend itself, which is the bullish or the uptrend, all right, this trend is stronger. How do I know? Well, with the alligators, it's how you want to see it is actually like a real alligator with this indicator with the green on top, the red is in the middle, and the blue is on the bottom, as you can see right here. All right, the alligator mouth is open. All right, the alligator mouth is open. Essentially looking for entries. And as we dive a little deeper into the trench work, especially if you already tapped in, you got an understanding of how to enter the market. All right, better your trading plan for you. So make sure you guys dive in. But when we're just looking at it, we're expecting the crossing, which is right here of that indicator, using the moving average crossover strategy. Seeing that the crossing has started right here, and this will be considered a strong trend the more and more the alligator mouth opens. All right. This right here, where you can barely tell if the trend is in an uptrend, or you can barely tell if the trend is going down, if it's consolidating, you're not really for sure what the trend is doing, like in these areas here. All right. In these areas here will be more of a weaker trend. All right. So depending on the time frame that you're working off of, remember this is the week time frame. And if you're looking at the day, the month, the hour, you know, it will be a lot different. You may see more movements in that market than you did in the week or month time frame. All right, but as you can see, the market is still going up with smaller pullbacks, and it's bouncing off of that dynamic support levels. All right, so again, those three main functions that we just went over, the three main functions of moving averages is one, to help you determine the direction of the trend. Two, all right, two is to help you find those dynamic support or resistance levels. And three, guys, is to help you understand if the trend is in a strong trend, or the trend is a weak trend, has a trend ended. All right, what type of trend is it? You want to find the strong trend. So make sure you guys, again, if you found value in this video, make sure you guys like that button, share this video with someone that you know that's interested in the foreign exchange market to learn more material. All right, guys, make sure you follow me on YouTube. All right, the P.E.G podcast. Just type that in. You will find a lot about trenches. We'll dive right into it, you guys. And more positivity I can give to you is the more I can continue to uplift myself, do the purpose that God has put me on this earth to do. So look, you guys, I appreciate you diving in. And look, make sure you making that money by writing down notes, money makers, because we know money makers take notes. All right. And I'll see you in the trench work. Let's get it. And let's go. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's fire. It's fire. Yeah, all right, man.